Today we're going to look at the difference between the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. At B2 level, it's important not only to know how to form these tenses, but also why we choose one instead of the other. Both tenses connect the past with the present, but they focus on different aspects of the action. First, let's briefly review how each tense is formed. The present perfect simple is formed with have/ has plus past participle. For example, I've voted twice in my life. She's delivered an important speech. The government has proposed a new law. They've studied the problem carefully. We use have with I, you, we, they, and has with he, she, it. Negative sentences are formed with haven't/hasn't, such as, I haven't voted yet. The council hasn't approved the proposal. They haven't rejected the plan. Questions are formed by inverting the auxiliary verb. Have you voted this year? Has the minister delivered the speech? Have they counted all the votes? Now let's look at the present perfect continuous, which has a different structure. Have/ is plus been plus verb ing. For example, I've been studying politics all morning. The candidate has been delivering speeches across the country. They've been arguing about the proposal. The council has been discussing the reform for weeks. In a negative form, we say, I haven't been studying today. The government hasn't been acting effectively. They haven't been cooperating recently. Questions follow the same pattern. Have you been studying the issue? Has the minister been talking to the media? Have they been negotiating all day? Both tenses are often used for actions that started in the past and continue to the present. In some cases, they can even express a similar idea. For example, I've worked in politics since I was 25, and I've been working in politics since I was 25. Both sentences describe a situation that started in the past and continues today. However, the continuous form usually emphasizes the activity or duration, while the simple form focuses more on the fact or result. One of the main differences between the two tenses is the idea of completion. The present perfect simple often suggests that something has been completed. For example, I've written my first political article means the article is finished. In contrast, the present perfect continuous suggests the action may still be in progress. I've been writing my first political article implies that the article is not finished yet. Another important difference is the focus on quantity versus duration. The present perfect simple is often used when we talk about how much or how many things have been completed. For example, the government has passed 3 laws this year. The journalist has written 5 articles about the election. In contrast, the present perfect continuous focuses on how long an activity has been happening. For example, the parliament has been debating the proposal all week. The journalists have been covering the election since early morning. The two tenses can also express the difference between permanent and temporary situations. The present perfect simple often describes something more permanent or stable. For example, she has worked as a diplomat for 10 years. However, the present perfect continuous often describes something temporary or developing. For example, she usually works in London, but she's been working in Brussels for the last 2 weeks. We also commonly use the present perfect continuous to explain visible results of a recent activity. For example, the Prime Minister looks tired because he's been negotiating all night. The activists are angry because they've been arguing about the new policy. Here the focus is on the activity that caused the present situation. It's also useful to remember that the present perfect simple is often used with stative verbs, such as know, believe, understand, or own, which usually do not appear in continuous forms. For example, I've known that ambassador for years. The country has had a democratic system for decades. To summarize, both present perfect simple and present perfect continuous connect the past with the present, but they highlight different ideas. The present perfect simple focuses on results, completion, or quantity, while the present perfect continuous emphasizes duration, ongoing activity, or temporary situations. Understanding this difference will help you describe processes, experiences, and developments in areas such as politics, society, and public life more precisely.